And now, a brand new episode of the Script to Screen News Hour here on Radio Lebanon 96.2 FM with hosts Alan Mahana and Had Solo. What a start to 2019 it has been. What a start indeed. So much news, so much to get, to start talking about. The Golden Globes are tomorrow. Very exciting news. Oscar season is well in its stride. Movies and all the campaigning. The Producers Guild Awards are also the PGA nominations and all that stuff. I mean, this is it. This is the time to be a film lover. This is the time to be a television lover as well, as the new seasons of TV shows are being announced for 2019. Shows are returning, new shows are launching. I mean, it's crazy, and I couldn't do it alone. So here we go. The solo to my Chewbacca, Had Solo.
Hey!
Welcome aboard.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good to hear, man. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Exciting kickoff to the year.
I mean, 2019. It's going to be Script to Screen's year, let's just say. Let's just put that out there. It's going to be an awesome year for us.
It's going to be the year of the Script to Screen. You know, like how in like the Chinese horoscopes or Japanese, you have the year of the dragon and the tiger.
Yep.
The year of the Script to Screen.
It's the year of the Script to Screen. I like that. I like that a lot. A lot going on in Hollywood. We have so many stories that we want to cover, from TV show stuff to movie stuff, castings and rumors and franchises. Oh my.
So much going on.
So much going on. We're going to start off a little bit. We don't have a movie of the week this week. We'll start back up with the movies of the week starting next week.
Yep.
Obviously the first 2 weeks of January, you don't really get that much that many movie releases. But here we go. Next week we're getting The Mule. We're getting How to Train Your Dragon 3. Can't wait for that.
Yep.
So it's going to be exciting to talk about those films next week. So this week we decided to do an outlook on the underdogs of 2019. The movies that not a lot of people are talking about, but we wanted to mention that we are sort of looking forward to in the year of 2019.
Yep.
So I'm going to start us off real quick. There is a new Disney movie, and I think Disney is trying to jump on another franchise here. This is what, it feels like this is what's going on.
They've been trying to do it, and it wasn't successful with The Nutcracker.
Right. So hopefully, because this is a book series, it's going to be, and hopefully well produced. The trailer seemed pretty good visually. Artemis Fowl, or Full, I think. Full, Fowl, whatever. So this one, it's almost like a sci-fi fantasy. Artemis Fowl, the second, is a young Irish criminal mastermind. He kidnaps the fairy leprechaun officer, Holly Short, for ransom to fund the search for his missing father in order to restore the family fortune. I mean, it feels like a little bit of The Godfather meets a little bit of, what do you call it? Reservoir Dogs, and then fantasy, sci-fi adventure. So, it seems exciting. Nice. Something right up Disney's alley with the magic and all that stuff. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good one.
Nice.
What about you? What do you got?
Some of my movies are a bit more commercial than yours, and some are in the same category as yours.
Okay.
But I'm going to start by The Upside with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Which is the remake of Intouchable, the French movie, which I really love.
Yes.
Now, I'm not usually someone who's into remakes, but I watched the trailer and I found it very interesting.
Okay.
Because I liked the toned down, Kevin Hart.
Oh, okay.
Because I do think Kevin Hart is someone that can be funny, but has been misused and stereotyped as the shouting character in all the movies. So I want to see what he's going to do with this. It's a nice true story about a paraplegic guy and someone who has a criminal record.
Okay.
And who starts to take care of the paraplegic man, who's very, very, very rich.
And this is a story based in France, correct?
Yeah, it's based on a story that happened in France, and it's a friendship with these two people, and it was a very feel-good movie.
Okay.
So I want to see how they're going to do that, and plus it has Bryan Cranston, which
sure.
I absolutely love.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Are they setting it in the U.S. or are they also setting it in France?
I believe it's in the U.S.
So they're completely readapting the story.
And Nicole Kidman's in it too.
Oh, okay.
So let's see how that goes. Yeah,
that's a massive cast. Okay. Is she going to be the love interest?
I don't know. In the French movie, there's a secretary, and there's no love interest between Philippe, the main character, and her. In this movie, I don't know if they're gonna, kind of play around with this story, because sometimes they tend to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's see how it goes.
The second one that I'm looking forward to, and it's funny because I normally like to look forward to movies based on more than just who is in it, but this one is purely just because who is in it.
Yeah.
It's A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, where Tom Hanks is going to be portraying Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of Tom Hanks in costume. You can't, his smile is so infectious. It's Tom Hanks. You can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. It's been a while since we've seen him on the screen. I think the last thing he did was Inferno. Was it not?
No, I think he had the bad movie, The Circle. Or was that before?
Yes, The Circle with
Emma Watson and
I didn't
Boyega.
See that.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that was the last thing.
Okay, well, that's probably why.
You know what's funny about Tom Hanks is the guy is so lovable. When they put him as a as a killer,
or like a villain,
in
or
Road
something.
to Perdition, he was lovable.
Yeah.
And you can't hate.
You can't do it.
It's really hard.
So that's the second one on my list.
Okay, I'm going to name a couple and then talk about a third one.
Okay.
Because we talked about these last week.
Sure.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes,
the new
Tarantino's film.
That Sarah had mentioned last week.
And we're coming close with Tarantino because he has like a cap, right? Because he said...
After the 10th movie, he's going to stop.
He's going to stop. And I think this is number 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So we're almost there.
Yeah, so there's Kurt Russell in it, Margot Robbie, Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt.
Massive cast.
Al Pacino, Dakota Fanning. So it's like a very interesting
cast. Yeah.
Also, a movie I mentioned last week is The Irishman.
Yeah.
With the Scorsese movie on Netflix with Pesci, De Niro.
And I think it was rumored to be Netflix's most expensive production to date.
Yeah. Let's see. Netflix haven't had
it's been hit or miss.
A lot of luck with movies, but let's hope that works. So the third movie I want to talk about a bit more in depth is actually John Wick Chapter 3.
Yes, oh my gosh. It's like Parabellum. That's the name of the
Parabellum,
third.
Exactly.
Parabellum.
And it continues off after the events of Chapter 2 where Keanu Reeves kills the bad guy in the hotel where they're not allowed
he's broken rules. He's now rogue.
And he's wanted for like $15 million. And I think this has been, the best action franchise in the past maybe 4 or 5 years.
I'm a big fan of the John Wick series, I've got to say.
They're very good.
I'm a huge fan of that series.
It's action done right.
Yes. Yeah, it's Keanu done right. It's Keanu done right.
Also.
I love it. I love the series. I am looking forward to Chapter 3 a lot, and I'm also looking forward to the TV series spinoff because the hotel, the history of the hotel, and the assassins and all that stuff. So Ian McShane is rumored to be in it. Also, Lawrence Fishburne is rumored to be in it because their characters are kind of, So I'm loving the expansion of this universe. For sure.
It's a nice expansion.
Yeah.
So I still have a couple of movies, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that was a little awkward silence there. Okay, and the third one for me is a Velvet Buzzsaw. And this one's a combination between story and who's attached to this project. So Dan Gilroy is directing this, and Dan Gilroy was involved with Nightcrawler and a few other really, really good films.
Yeah.
He's also bringing back Jake Gyllenhaal to star in this film, and I love their work together. Nightcrawler is it's such a great movie. It's such a great movie. And the setup for this is it's big money artists and mega collectors pay a high price when art collides with commerce. And I almost feel like it's going to be some wacky, horror, scary, twisted thriller. It is the category on IMDb is horror thriller.
Okay.
So you read the log line for this and you see who's attached, and then you're like, horror thriller Where is the horror thriller part of it? So I'm guessing it's going to be something really, really like mind-bendy, psychotic.
Could be. It's an interesting combination.
Yeah, and anything with Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm game.
Yeah.
So
yep.
That's it for me.
I have a couple more. I'm going to quickly.
Go ahead.
There's Rocketman.
Yes,
Elton John biopic with Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton as Elton John.
I think that's going to be fun.
Yep.
And finally, there's a movie called Gemini Man, directed by Ang Lee.
Okay.
And it's with Will Smith, Clive Owen. It sounds very interesting because, first of all, we haven't had a decent Will Smith movie in a while.
In a long time.
And Will Smith, I think, can act. Will Smith,
he's good.
He's a good actor, and
he is. Shouldn't be the genie, but he is.
Yeah, exactly. It's a year of his comebacks, I guess. But I'm looking forward to Gemini Man, not Aladdin.
I'm looking forward to Bad Boys 3, honestly.
But is that this? No,
it's not this year. It's probably, but I'm still looking for. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward.
Definitely. And it's a story of a hitman that faces off against a younger clone of himself. So it's a bit a la Looper.
So yeah, I was just gonna say it's like Loopery, but Ang Lee.
Ang Lee could be interesting. Could be fun.
I don't know if Ang Lee has done. He hasn't done anything action-wise, has he?
He's done the Hulk, the first Hulk.
Yeah, so he hasn't done anything action-wise, has he?
Well played.
Because that I don't know. No, just no. It's just so no.
Yeah. So I'm actually curious to see how that's gonna turn out.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
All right. So if you thought that 2019 or 2018 was going to be the last year for sequels, remakes, reboots, and whatnot, you were horribly wrong.
Yeah, completely wrong.
Oh, man. If anything, I feel like this is the only way that Hollywood's going to be able to survive right now is because of these things, which is a very, very sad statement.
It's sad because they think this is the only way they can survive.
Right.
They're just being lazy.
Yes.
Hollywood, stop being lazy.
Okay. But lo and behold, the savior of creativity. A man who, an actor who I have grown to respect and love more and more with every single thing that he has done, all the way from his initial launching in The Office as the character of Jim, John Krasinski.
I have glitter on my hand.
Yes, I was about to bring that up, but I feel like people listening to that. Well, it's because of the Christmas tree that was
so much glitter all over me.
The Christmas tree, the golden Christmas tree that was on the table, apparently sprinkles golden sparkles.
Should I make a wish or like fly or I don't know?
Let me call the Make-A-Wish Foundation first.
So John Krasinski.
Krasinski.
Yeah. Savage.
John Krasinski is back in the news again.
Yeah.
Because of the sequel to A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping they call A Quieter Place because I just feel like it's the best title.
Copyright, John. Copyright.
Yeah, we named it here first, Mr. Krasinski. You don't have to pay us. Just put me in the movie and I'm good.
You could be one of the monsters.
Wow, really solo. Rude. So the article that we read basically discussed what Krasinski's kind of view or vision for the sequel is going to be.
Yeah.
He confirmed he's not coming back. Thank the Lord. Because I would not have wanted to see him back in I don't want it to be that kind of a franchise. Or please don't make it a franchise.
It might.
But here's the thing. So the reason why this is kind of exciting is because of what Krasinski's doing. So leave it to Krasinski to kind of flip sequels on their head. And instead of doing something before, and instead of doing something after, he might be doing something during.
In parallel.
Yes, which is kind of interesting. So instead of going further down the line in the storyline or picking up with the characters that were introduced in A Quiet Place or going back and giving us details that we really do not need, like I would much rather not know where those creatures came from or why they're here, or I don't care, right? He is actually going to possibly show us how other people were dealing with the same problem.
Yeah.
which is very interesting.
Yeah, because it's a universal problem. It's
right.
It's a worldwide issue,
this
apparently.
This is very interesting for me.
And this,
storytelling-wise, it's genius.
I mean, what we had was one side of the story, one family.
One family, not even one side.
Yeah.
You just had one family.
So what about like someone else? Maybe not a family. Maybe strangers brought together.
Right.
Maybe
kind of Walking Dead-y.
Yeah. And I think
kind of Walking Dead-y.
Look, I think if it's done right, I do believe the universe is expandable.
Yes.
But then I don't know what they'll do, if they will go back in time and like show us how it all started, and because I don't know how they're going to deal with this. It's going to be a lot of fun if they do it like that with different families, and I mean, imagine the possibilities. You might not even have to do it in the U.S. It could be a family, a family in France, or a family in the UK, and so very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, from A Quiet Place to A Quiet Planet. Oh, copyright again. Copyright again. No, I'm super excited about this. I really am. The only request that I have, if they're even, I mean, I'm sure they're not even listening, but the only wish, let's just make it a wish. The only wish that I have is that they have a game plan and an expiration date. Let's not make 13 A Quiet Places. Let's not make, this spin-offs and whatever. Let's have a set beginning, middle, and end and go for it. Want it to be a trilogy? Let's make it a trilogy and just be done with it. You know what I mean? Let's not do like 17,000 versions of this movie, because what we have with A Quiet Place is something very special. Let's not tarnish it by maybe spreading the story too thin.
Yeah.
That is my only request.
Agreed.
They're not going to come off just by you playing with the sparkles.
I don't know. They're just too
very annoying. Yeah. I know. I get it. Okay, so moving on.
I feel like Jordan Sparkles.
Moving on. So, okay. We on the show try to limit our discussion of Star Wars Episode 9 as much as possible because the Solo to my Chewbacca doesn't like delving into too much. So I have to limit what things I can talk about and we can talk about on the show. All of you out there who are big Star Wars fans, trust me, I am like itching to discuss certain things, but I really can't because I do respect
Thank you,
Mr. Solo. We can discuss it on my Twitter if anybody out there.
You can DM Alan.
Yes, DM me and we can discuss it all you want. So, but this is something that's very interesting without ruining too much.
Exactly.
So apparently, there's going to be a lot more Carrie Fisher in Episode 9 than we thought. Because at first, the rumors were that it was going to be unused scenes from The Force Awakens.
Correct.
Now it seems that it's unused scenes from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. So that's very interesting, but it's also very scary for me. And let me finish my thought and then you and I can discuss. So the reason why it's scary is because in my mind, J.J. Abrams already has a massive job to do, which is bring this entire saga to a close, right? So there's a lot of story that needs to interconnect. My issue with using these unused scenes is the possible limitations these are going to put onto the story because we need to fit those scenes in. And I'm afraid that Episode 9 is going to end up being some hodgepodge collage movie. And I really don't want the Last Skywalker saga movie to be that. I don't want it to be this like... In Arabic, we have a term where it says like spit and stick, I don't want it to be that. That's why I used hodgepodge or collage. I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to have a very choppy feel like, we'll stick this in here. I'm sure JJ won't do this, but it makes me nervous nonetheless. Your thoughts?
Look, I understand you, but I feel safer about the whole thing. Because had they wanted not to use Princess Leia at all, they could have.
Yes.
They could have been like...
she passed in that year and a half. That was
and the story continues, et cetera, et cetera. So they probably have some material. And knowing that the Star Wars universe now is very critical, everyone is on the edge of their seat, everyone wants to attack, everyone wants to say something, I think they are properly thinking of how to end this.
How to end this, yeah.
And keep in mind that, okay, this is the end of the Skywalker
saga.
But
Well,
it's not,
I'll use quotes for until further notice.
Exactly. But it's not the end of Star Wars. It's not the end of that universe.
Right.
And they don't want to damage themselves. And
Goodness,
they don't want
I hope not. I really hope not. I can't live in a world without Star
I think
Wars,
they'll
honestly.
use her smartly. Definitely, there's the nostalgia factor which plays in, which is very interesting, and you have some new characters, some new old characters. So like Lando's gonna be in it. I think I have a good feeling about this. Unlike
well played.
Unlike what Han would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Han did say this in Solo.
Correct. So as reference to Solo, I have a good feeling about it. I think JJ started with something, had something in the middle to kind of work with Rian Johnson's work. I think he'll be able to complete it properly. He's someone who's worked on so many different kinds of stories all his life, on Alias, on Lost, on Mission Impossible,
Mission Impossible, Star Trek.
So he's been around the block. He knows how to story tell.
I mean, again, I'm not afraid of JJ's ability to do this. It just makes me a little nervous because in the possible limitations that this can put the story in. But nobody's better at putting things in a box than J.J. Abrams. Yeah,
or Under the Hatch.
Under the Hatch, yes, indeed. Speaking of nostalgia and things coming to an end, we are in the end game now. Robert Downey Jr.'s Endgame, in fact, is here. His contract ends with Avengers Endgame. So does Chris Evans, correct?
And Chris Hemsworth's. So here is my take on this. I'm actually okay. So it's twofold. I am very happy that these three actors might be going out with a bang and might be going out in a way that is preserving their characters in such a beautiful place, instead of them being overused to the point where we're just sick of it and the storyline is going to start kind of repeating itself. I think what Robert Downey Jr. did is going to be something that we'll never, ever, ever forget. He's always going to be Tony Stark in our eyes. Nobody's going to ever be, I think maybe years down the line, you'll have people talking about, Downey Jr.'s, RDJ's Tony Stark versus whoever else they're going to cast at some point, maybe in the future. So I'm actually glad that with Endgame, we're almost getting like a reset to the Avengers. I'm nervous about the reset, however, because I almost feel like this reset is going to end up being, and I kind of will mention this later on because this isn't the only Marvel-centric topic that we have today. I'm nervous about what that means for the reset. So I'll keep that for later. You can talk so that we can finish off the final thing we want to talk about before we move on. Yep. I'm trying to look at things a bit more scientifically and logically, quote unquote. Okay, so Robert Downey Jr. is 53. I just Googled to check. Evans and Hemsworth are 35 and 37, so they're closer to that age range. I think it would make sense for Robert Downey Jr. to retire the Iron Man costume at this point.
Yes.
Now, there's been a lot of speculations as to Chris Evans, whether it's his last movie or not. So he tweeted and so on. And then the Russo brothers said, be careful, you might see him in the future. It's not sure. My money's on Chris Hemsworth staying.
Yes.
Because of Ragnarok, what happened. So they rejuvenated the character. They gave him a second life. I think they do need some of the original Avengers cast members to stay. And I think, and his chemistry with whoever he encounters is always very interesting. So with Rocket, it was very interesting. With Valkyrie and Hulk. So
I loved the Thor arc in Infinity War. So I loved the Thor arc.
So it's very interesting. He's a very interesting character. So
I think there's a lot more to Thor, I think, than we've seen. And I agree with you on that.
And before James Gunn was fired, he was in charge of the whole new cosmic universe of Marvel. So cosmic, Thor and Asgard and space and so on, and Guardians. So that's what I think is going to kind of happen. Now, I hope that they do justice to the movie. I'm I'm very excited about the movie. I can't wait. I'm counting the days, the minutes, the hours, the seconds.
I know you are.
I think they will do justice to all these characters.
Okay.
I think the characters that should go out with a bang will go out with a bang.
Okay.
Let it be Tony, Thor, or Captain, or whoever else. Marvel do know what they're doing when it comes to this. They've had this for the last 10 years. I'm starting to be a bit more concerned about the future because minus James Gunn, Captain Marvel. So I don't know what's going to happen next. They really need... I think the only solid franchise they actually have, in my opinion, is Black Panther from the new ones. Ant-Man has its weaknesses. Doctor Strange has potential. It has potential. Spider-Man is gray right now because of the contracts and all that stuff. So big question mark as to Phase 4. Yeah. Huge question mark. Finally, really quick, Disney apparently, allegedly, will save around $90 million by not casting Johnny Depp in the new Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I'm still not on board with this at all. Excuse me. Bless you.
I'm still not on board with this at all. I think it's too soon to kind of do a new Pirates, a reset on Pirates. I think it's way too soon. And this whole idea of it being a female pirate just bothers me for whatever reason. And again, nothing against female characters or whatever. It's just for this, it just bothers me for whatever reason. So I'm still not on board. I think, if Disney wants to save money, let's just not do another Pirates movie for a while and focus your cash on creating new content and new creative, original content versus rehashing or beating a dead horse, which is this franchise. So that's my opinion on that.
Okay, I'm with you on waiting, giving it a bit more time. Yeah. But I am with rebooting the franchise. Okay. Because initially Johnny Depp was a supporting character. In the first movie, he wasn't True. But he stole the show. He did. And then it became the Jack Sparrow show. Mm-hmm. I still do believe it's called Pirates of the Caribbean. The ride in Disneyland never featured Jack Sparrow. It featured pirates, and then it features them now. Exactly after the movie. So I think they can create any character and create a pirate story because pirate stories are endless and possibly and treasures and so on. So I think it's a franchise that can be fun. It does need a rest, as you said. They need a break, take a breather, and financially. The movies have kind of gone down and down and down and down and down. The last movie was, I think, financially didn't do well at all. Yeah, it didn't do well. So 90 million minus. Although it was actually pretty good. I didn't watch it. Oh, I enjoyed it. All right. So $90 million plus, minus, and financially it makes more sense. Yes. Maybe start with new talents. I think what Hollywood needs to learn in these coming years is to not rush out and make movies like Apple makes iPhones. Agreed. I think the idea of just letting things settle and giving us time to absorb a movie. Well, that's what happened with Transformers. Yeah. First one came out, they had taken their time, it was really good. Yeah. And then they wanted to pop a Transformer every year. Boom, boom, boom. And it fell to crap. Yeah. Until they took their time to do Bumblebee. They've had a few years. And Yep. So let's see. So moving right along here. Zombieland 2. Yep. The movie that could have, would have, maybe will, who knows, maybe finally happening. It's about damn time. I know, right? The little movie that could. There are new casting rumors now surrounding Zombieland 2. So why don't you share those casting rumors with us, considering there are two actors that you absolutely adore? Yep. Well, one of them I adore, the other I like. Zombieland came out almost 10 years ago, in 2009. Yes. And they've been talking about a sequel for ages. And between Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin, Woody Harrelson, and Jesse Eisenberg freeing their schedules and having time to do a movie together, it's always been postponed and postponed and postponed and postponed and delayed. In the first movie, there was a magnificent and hilarious cameo by Bill Murray, who pretended to be a zombie and he was still alive. And it was hilarious. Now, for some reason, him and Dan Aykroyd, so ex-Ghostbusters, are in talks to have another cameo in the second Zombieland, if it comes to be. they were the highlight. Bill Murray was the highlight of the first movie for me. I loved Zombieland. It was a lot of fun. It was an original take on zombies.
I was just going to say, I loved how the film was so unique and creative and funny. It was hilarious. Just a ride. It was such a ride. And the chemistry between the actors was superb.
Oh my God.
Superb.
Yeah. They're all like lovable and hilarious and fun and heroic, and they all have their moments. Now, here's my only pickle with the whole issue. Sometimes when movies tend to take too long to happen, and they do them, they're either rushed or the product isn't good. So that happened with a movie I don't think you actually like, Anchorman, the first one.
No, I love Anchorman.
Oh, you love Anchorman because you're not a big fan.
I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan, but Anchorman 1 and 2 are actually hilarious
Well, the second one for me was a big disappointment. It was a very long wait.
Okay.
And then when the second one came out, I was like,
honestly, for me, see, but this is the thing. So, like in Anchorman, my favorite character is Steve Carell. So
okay, I love Lamp.
It's because I love Steve Carell. So it's because I love Steve Carell. So I watch Anchorman for Steve Carell and not necessarily for Will Ferrell.
Anchorman.
So not for Anchorman. But okay.
Yeah, but when a movie takes too long to happen, sometimes it just harms. Your expectations keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and then. Boom.
And then it's not what you want it to be. And,
Again, hoping that they do make it and hoping that it is successful and is funny. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Hollywood.
Indeed. Talking about waiting and seeing, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is back on the Rumorville.
Yeah.
Is revisiting Rumorville. Can we call that now? Like every time there's a rumor, can we say let's visit Rumorville? Because it's kind of like, it's cool.
Sure, or Rumorwood.
Ooh, I like Rumorwood.
It's like Hollywood, Rumorwood.
Yeah, Rumorwood.
Now I'm going to have to do it every now and then.
Yeah, all right. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 rumors surround, let's see. So there are 2 potential characters that have been rumored to be in the third volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. And now there's also a potential director attached to this in the form of Adam McKay, whose recent film Vice has been very kind of divisive too. A lot of people love it. A lot of people are just very confused because apparently the edit is very interesting in the movie and whatnot.
Well, it's funny because he did Anchorman.
He did Anchorman. Yeah. So Adam McKay is in talks to. He's been having ongoing conversations with Kevin Feige. He actually said this in a recent article, and that he would not say no if the offer was to become official. He would not say no to take on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and he thinks that he would choose the character of Nova, who's an officer, like intergalactic police officer. So she would kind of be the center of the third volume. But
that contradicts the ending of the second Guardians of the Galaxy, the after scene credit.
Yeah, it contradicts a lot of things, and it bothers me because, and this is something I kind of teased earlier, I fear that the MCU is just gonna end up being a whole bunch of women and colored people. Not that there's a problem with that, because again, I don't want to sound like I'm being racist or sexist, but can we not do the political game with the MCU? Because you've been doing so well, MCU. You've been doing so well. Let's not crash and burn by doing this. Let's keep things equal amongst everybody and not like, you know, do a little flippy gender bendy race switcheroo kind of thing. Let's just keep things nice and pretty as they have been for the past 10 years. You know, obviously they're meeting a lot of criticism over Captain Marvel. Like, let's not choose these characters that are completely, you know.
I think, look, I don't have a problem with anyone coming to the MCU as long as they make sense in terms of storytelling and so on.
Yes, obviously.
And so male, female, ethnic, not ethnic, whatever. I have an issue with continuity. So at the end of Guardians 2, they tease Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock is one of the biggest characters in Marvel. He has a big role in Infinity Wars in the comics and the Infinity Gauntlet.
Which I don't think that's the way they're going.
No,
at all.
They're not. But he is a character they could put money on and can expand and has a following and has a certain knowing. Now, Captain Marvel, the issue. okay, let me try to restructure it. When they did Guardians of the Galaxy, no one had heard of them.
No, absolutely. When they did Iron Man, barely anyone knew about Iron Man.
But it had a good combination of director, a screenwriter, and characters and actors and casting, and that worked.
And for me, still, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 by far is, for me, way better than the second one. I like it way more.
I love the second one.
I like it way more. Let me rephrase. I like the first one way more than the second one.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Okay. I like the second one more than the first one.
Oh, okay.
Vice versa.
Vice versa.
Oh, yeah. But then again...
It's going to become our thing now.
But then again, Marvel... I lost my chain of thought because of your... Damn it.
Sorry.
So it was good casting and so on, good storytelling.
With Captain Marvel.
I think they want to fluke it again or like put all that money into trying to do that. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Me too,
because I love the MCU. You know this, yeah.
I don't think it's going to go the way it should.
No, I don't think so either.
Again, let's hope I'm wrong. Let's see how things go. And again, I'm a bit worried because Captain Marvel plays a role in Endgame. Now, she won't be playing alone in Endgame, which is good. She'll have this...
So that'll be a good test also to see how her chemistry works
with the other
characters.
Exactly.
Other characters.
So again, going back to what we said before, I am worried about Phase 4, what's going to happen, how it's going to be structured. Let's wait and see. Let's wish for the best.
Always.
And I'm just going to finish with this. For Guardians 3... I am Team Taika Waititi.
Oh, me too.
I think.
If it's between Adam McKay and Taika, I'd go Taika.
I think he brought something to Thor, which was fantastic.
Yes.
I see him portraying, carrying the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Okay, really quick, we'll move along.
Yeah.
Just a really quick about this next one, because we really don't need to say much.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian brings on board Ludwig Goransson to compose the music. Hell to the yes.
I mean, last week I talked about my two favorite scores. They were by him. So I'm on board.
I'm so on board for this.
Yeah.
I'm so on board for this. The kind of like westerny feel of the Mandalorian with what Ludwig can do with music. I think we're in for a freaking amazing soundtrack.
I agree.
I'm just imagining him combining a lot of like some of Williams' themes and adding a lot of his own, and just I am pumped for this.
Yeah, he's going to be fun. He's a very talented composer. He's done so much. And
he's one to look for. Like he's right up there for me with Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
So
he's one of the big players in the future.
Yes. Okay, so 2019 TV series. Here are some that are new that I'm looking forward to, and then you'll talk about ones that are returning
ones. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Netflix. Actually, I think 2 of them are Netflix. Carmen Sandiego is apparently doing a comeback.
Okay.
And I'm excited about. I saw the trailer this morning. It actually looks pretty good. And I'm also excited about the Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Again, this is Jim Henson's puppeteering. And they're doing it very classically with the puppets and not a lot of CGI and all that stuff. So I'm pumped about that. I'm also very excited about the Umbrella Academy, and I believe this is on the Sci-Fi Network. It's based off of a graphic novel series. It's a school of assassins and all that stuff. So it looks really, really cool. As well as, the Umbrella. Yeah. Okay, so yes. I Am the Night, which is on TNT. It stars Chris Pine. It's very True Detective-y, but something a little different. And then obviously also The Mandalorian and Star Wars, the animated series. The Clone Wars is also making a comeback, so I'm excited about those.
Okay, mine are a series which are actually old. They've been on. 2 of them are
returning.
Returning.
Yeah.
2 of them have been on, being produced over last year, so we didn't see them. Stranger Things and Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Very excited about both.
The final season of GOT.
Exactly, and it's
about damn time.
Stranger Things, takes place a year after.
And in the summer.
And it starts on the 4th of July.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Very interesting.
And finally, I think we're both on board for this. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
We've been waiting for this.
Nice.
Yeah, on NBC. Let's see.
Yes.
If there's going to be kind of a change. I don't think so.
I mean, I almost, there might be a little bit, I think.
But I don't think it will be that.
Yeah. We're already losing one cast member, are we not?
Chelsea, Gina.
Yeah.
Chelsea, what's her name?
Chelsea Peretti, I think.
Yeah, she's gonna decrease.
Yeah.
So those are 2 shows, and True Detective season 3.
Yes, for sure.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali is the lead in this one. It seems pretty good as well. Okie dokie, box office okie.
Yeah, not very excited about this week.
Not really. I'm not either.
But we got to do what we got to do.
We got to do what we got to do indeed. Yeah, I mean, ow, this hurts me so much. So much.
Let's go through this quickly like a Band-Aid.
This hurts me on
like removing a Band-Aid.
On so many levels. Why, God, why? Okay, so in number 5.
In number 5,
we've got Bumblebee. With, let's see, so this week it got 5,942 I guess entries with a total run of 13,480 and it's been in the movie theaters for 2 weeks. Now it's slowly been dropping down the top 10 or the top 5 and slowly into the top 10 and we've seen that because of the limited screenings actually for this film.
And the timings of the screenings.
And the timings of the screenings as well. So that's in a number 5.
Number 4, Mary Poppins Returns. It's been out for 1 week and has done 15,453 entries. Not bad, but I doubt it will be here next week.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, it still has pretty decent amount of screenings. But yeah, I mean, and then if you know, it's very interesting for me to notice the difference between the fifth, between number 5 and 4, just the number of entries is insane. I was expecting Bumblebee to actually do a lot better. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it's only gotten 13,480 entries, whereas Poppins had 15K in week 1. It's very interesting here, very, very interesting. In at number 3 is the king of the oceans, the ocean master himself, Aquaman. 3 weeks running. This week it did it had 19,185 entries with a total run of 57,571 entries so far.
And here's a drastic change between number 3 and number 4.
Right.
It's massive. A Lebanese movie called Time Out with, I guess...
You mean number 3 and number 2?
Yeah, sorry, number 3 and number 2.
Yeah.
With Maggie Bourasson. And it has, at its second week, has 45,766 entries with a total of 89,049 entries.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And in number 1?
As to how confused the Lebanese audience is. In number 1, we've got another Lebanese movie called Mahraja. And look at the numbers here.
Also.
2 weeks running. This week it had 53,945,000 entries. With a total run of 107,949 entries. Why, Lebanese audience? Why?
Yeah, I think...
I don't understand you.
I think in the coming 2-3 weeks, it'll pass Kafarnaum.
Oh, but most likely.
Yeah.
It's insane to me that this is even a reality that we're living in. Are we in a parallel universe?
No, we're in Lebanon, which makes sense.
No! I almost want to just go... Blah, 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 blah.
Look, I'm happy for Lebanese movie investors and for making movies. Forget about the quality of the movie.
Sure, yeah.
Look, so it's a Lebanese movie. It's successful, so that's great.
From an industry level, it's great. But like these movies aren't going to take our country anywhere. Like they're not going to bring us recognition. They're not going to do anything for us.
No, these movies are purely there for financial, for business purposes to make a quick buck.
They're TV movies blasted on a big screen. Exactly. They're not even. I mean, whatever. Yeah. We're going to be called haters of the Lebanese industry now. But it is what it is. We're critical. We're not hating.
Yeah.
And we're very confused. As far as our script to screen recommendations this week, Why don't you go ahead and jump on with yours?
I am going to surprise you with the soundtrack.
Ooh, snap!
I told you that I'm going to try to like diversify.
Yes, indeed.
It's actually the soundtrack. It's not a score. It's a soundtrack to the movie Cadillac Records.
Ooh,
with Adrian Brody, Beyonce.
Yes.
The whole schmoes is in it. Mm-hmm. And the music is just fantastic because Beyonce does a lot of Etta James's songs, which are very hard songs to sing technically. And she has a rendition of At Last and I'd Rather Go Blind, which are honestly to die for.
Okay.
They can compete with Etta James.
Ooh, you're saying very dangerous words.
Yeah, but listen to them. They're wonderful. And a lot of Cadillac Records classic songs are on there. And it's very bluesy, very R&B-ish, but, old school R&B-ish. The movie, not so fantastic, but the soundtrack...
The soundtrack is...
Love it. Definitely recommend it
duper.
If you're into that kind of music.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Your turn, buddy.
My turn. So I'm going to recommend. I don't know. I'm confused whether or not I've recommended this film before, but I'm going to recommend it anyway. I'm going to be recommending Kubo and the Two Strings.
I think we've talked about it.
We've talked about it, but I don't think I've recommended it. So I am going to recommend it. I think
it's a fantastic film.
The film is so good. It's so good. It's stop motion animation. It's
Travis Knight.
Travis Knight as director. He's the director of Bumblebee, and I think this is one of the only reasons why Bumblebee is succeeding so well.
Because John Cena's in it. So yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
WWE.
I think Travis Knight is a great director and a great storyteller. Kubo and the Two Strings is so heartfelt. It's so good. I mean, it's a really great film. The soundtrack is really good. The visuals are gorgeous. And the theme and the heart. Talk about so much heart in that movie. I about cried at the end of the film.
There's one small thing that ruined it for me. I don't want to go into spoiler territory.
Sure.
But there's one voice that made me know the twist, which is Charlize Theron's voice.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew I'm like, okay, no, that's the same voice.
Okay.
Again, not going to go into details because it's spoiler-ish.
Sure.
But
I didn't catch on that easily.
Okay.
I was more engrossed with the story, so I wasn't paying attention to the technicalities.
I think I have a thing for Charlize Theron's voice.
I don't doubt it. Yeah. I don't doubt it. I think all of us have a thing for Charlize Theron.
And her voice. And
a
very talented actress.
Very talented actress. Doesn't she have a movie or something coming out soon? No, she had one, that Tully or something.
Yeah.
I thought I mistook her for. I almost mixed her up with Nicole Kidman in Destroyer. I was like,
no.
Yeah, no. Okay. So 2019.
What's up?
Is gonna be a good one.
Hopefully.
It's gonna be a good one. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna wait up and watch them, but I'll read about them in the morning.
Exactly.
We'll probably have a roundup about that next week. We'll talk about the
them.
Golden Globes, who won, who didn't, who we want to punch in the face, because I'm sure I'll have a problem.
You want to punch a lot of people.
I'll have a problem with somebody who won. I'm sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean,
imagine you not being like pissed off about something. I mean, that would be weird.
Making it seem like I'm always pissed off.
Like 22%.
Very, very specific number.
Yeah. And we both know how bad we are at math.
On that note, if you want to follow us on our social media, you can do so at Alan Mahana on Instagram, and
you can follow me on had.solo.
You can also, I'm sorry, the queuing out music totally effed up right now.
It's all right. I can sing a song. This is a song for the broken heart.
There we go. You can follow me on Al Mahana as well on Twitter. You can follow me at Al Mahana. I'm becoming way more active on Twitter. You can follow Had at had.solo.
On Instagram, not Twitter.
Instagram. You can listen to our show on Anchor. Please leave us a message. We're going to be making a massive announcement in the coming months about something that we're preparing.
Yeah, but the more messages, the better. The more
messages, the better. The more emails or feedback or DMs talking about our show, the better. We love you guys. We didn't wish anybody a Happy New Year, did we?
We did.
We did on the roundup. Yeah, we did.
You can watch the show on YouTube and on Facebook. You can watch the show on
YouTube and on Facebook. I want to thank anybody who listened to my audio essay, my first audio essay, and gave me feedback.
Check them out. They're really good. They're really good, guys.
So I want to thank anybody who listened and gave me feedback on that. It was very, very, very helpful. So thank you for that. And yeah, we are out of here. We'll see you next week.